Hi everyone, my name is Yi Wu, and I'm gonna walk through my final project called Chicago Traffic Accident Analysis. The reason I chose this project is the traffic safety is a very important topic, and every year a large number of traffic accidents occur in Chicago. So in this analysis, I try to identify high-risk accident areas and determine which factors influence the severity of accidents. I hope through this data analysis, we can better understand the potential pattern of accidents, optimize the traffic management, and improve the road safety. In this project, I developed an interactive web page using Streamlit. On this web page, users can enter a crash record ID to search the detailed information about the accident, like this. And users can also explore the accident data, view the accident maps, and analyze the key factors which affect the accident severity. Let's first look at the data processing. The data, I obtained the data through the Chicago official data portal. It contains detailed information on traffic accidents, such as time, location, weather conditions. Now let's look at how I clean this data. First, I handle the missing values. I set the threshold value equal to 0.5. This means that if more than 50% of the values in a column are missing, that column will be dropped. And next, for some key values like weather condition, I fill these missing values with unknown. This can help retain data without affecting the results. And then I formatted the data and saved the data as a CSV file. This is my initial data processing. And then let's go to another file. I just check the data exists here. And first, I want to analyze the distribution of traffic accidents over time, include which time of the day has the most accidents and which day of the week sees the highest frequency of accident. To start, we need to extract the hour of weekday and from the crash date column. This will allow us to group and analyze the data based on time. So let's see the results. From the results, we can see that the 8 to 9 a.m. and the 2 to 5 p.m. are two peak periods of accidents. This is likely because there are rush hours when traffic is heavier. And this shows that interesting is that the Thursday has fewer accidents compared to other days. And then I analyze the average number per day under different weather conditions. This is the query part I just showed in the beginning. And in this part, in this chart, we can see the snow weather has the highest number of accidents. And let's go to another film. I analyze the frequency of accident under different lightning conditions. However, we can see since most accidents occur during the daytime, this makes sense, but didn't reveal much information. So I try to use a heat map. And we can say that in the daylight condition between 7 a.m. to around 6 p.m., especially from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., the number of accidents is highest. And nighttime accidents are relatively fewer, but there are still some significant numbers in certain time periods like this. And then I created a stack bar chart to visualize the relationship between different traffic weight type and crash type. We can say the road type with the highest number of accidents is not divided. This indicates that the roads without a central divider have the highest accident rates. Because we can also say this the road with a central divider have the fewer accidents compared to other. So this suggests that the physical barriers can effectively reduce the accident. Next, I analyze the number of accidents under different speed limits. So we can say roads with 30 miles per hour speed limits have the highest number of accidents. This is likely because the 30 miles per hour is a common speed limit for urban roads, where the traffic volume is very high. And in this plot, we can see the accidents are most frequent under the no control conditions. So this means that the intersections without traffic signals or signs have the higher risk. In this part, I try to use the regression analysis on speed limits and accident frequency, but there were fewer data points for high speed limits, so this affects the stability of this analysis. So I didn't include this analysis in the web page. And in this part, I analyze the total number of injuries and fatalities caused by the accident. And then I attempt to create a heat map to visualize the location of accident. We can see in certain areas it have significant higher accident rates. And this part I created a plot displaying the top 20 leading causes. And next, I try to use apparel algorithms to uncover potential associations in the data. I set the mean support values equal to 0.1. This means an item set must appear in at least 10% of the data to be considered frequent. And then I compare the frequent item sites, and I use the metric lift and the mean threshold value equal to 1.0 to compute association rules with a lift greater than 1. And from the result, we can see, for example, the first one, the turning accident are more likely to occur during daylight, and their lift value is 1.12. And yeah. And in this part, I attempt to use some scatter plot to explore the accident clustering and determine whether the accident tends to cluster in some specific locations. However, the result showed that the accident clustering is not very obvious, maybe because there are too much accidents. And next, let's go back to this file. Then I want to conduct further analysis on the data, so I found another two datasets which contain the vehicle information about the accident and the people information about the accident. So I try to merge this dataset with my previous dataset to create a query function that allowing users to search by the ID to retrieve both vehicle and people information related to that ID. And I discovered that in the vehicle dataset there is an attribution called first contact point. So I try to use this attribution to simulate the collision scenario. So I use I define the different collision points. For example, the front represents a frontal collision with the impact point at the top center of the vehicle, and the arrow pointing downward, and the side left represents a left side collision, so the arrow pointed to the right. Okay, so here we iterate through the accident vehicle to obtain the collision points for each vehicle. And based on the collision config, we can retrieve the corresponding coordinates and the arrow direction. And here we draw a blue rectangle to represent the accident vehicle. The result looks like this. And I still want to make some improvements, and so I try to make the collision visualization more accurate and more clearly to reflect the potential relationships of vehicles during their first collision. So in this part, I make some improvements, like I use transformation methods called affine 2D. I use these methods to rotate and translate the vehicle, ensure it's correctly aligned with the collision. And I also dynamically calculate the distance from the collision point in this part to ensure the arrow length adapts to different cases instead of using a fixed value. That's all my presentation. Thank you for your time to listening. I really appreciate